Hi guys, it's me, the Geeky Grandma, and I promise today to be talking about the origins of my geeky nerdness or geekiness or nerdy geek or whatever I am. Don't know. I mean, use all the words. I think that's probably best. But I was trying to decide, when did it all start? When? I mean, I think it was always clear. I wish I had someone who could tell me what I was like, because honestly, I have a lot of repressed memories and I don't remember my childhood. But what I do remember is I was a reader. As soon as I could read, I was like in another world. And so I have a few examples to show you of some of what I used to love. And side note, Craig, my husband, he liked all the same stuff. So, I realize, I mean, it's not all just the books that I read. It's not always the movies that I loved. It's like other things. It's like the fact, I mean, Craig and I are both equally geeky, honestly. The only difference is he read different kinds of comic books. Like he read probably like Marvel, DC, old school stuff. I read comic books, but I didn't read superhero comic books. I read like Donald Duck and Archie and Jughead and Chip and Dale, and I can't really. I have fond memories of getting a comic book was a big deal. Like if I had to go to the doctor, I got a comic book. If I like I remember I had my tonsils out, I got comic books and also a Barbie. But my favorite stuff to do when I was a kid, besides the reading and the watching, again, there a lot of these things are going to be considered old school. It would be a rare kid who would recognize some of this. But if you will recall all the Godzilla movies in black and white, I was real into that. And but I like to play with Legos, heavily into Legos, spirograph, erector sets. I had a microscope and I studied small stuff. Also had a telescope so I could study stuff far away. I memorized the planets at a very early age. I know I do have a grandson who also knows them by memory. He just turned 5. That was me. And then his dad, my second son, he was just like that with the astronomy, and he has a telescope and all, whatever. And so did Craig. And bottle rockets, like Craig did all that. I did some of that. So many. Oh, chemistry sets. Listen, I was like a kid, Bill Nye the Science Guy. So as far as reading, though, I don't have a copy of like all that I read, but I have this. Okay, this is real old. I don't know what the let's see what the copyright is. I mean, I bought this used, so it's not from my childhood. Probably not going to find it now that I'm looking. Okay, 1954. Okay, this kind of stuff I read. If it had anything to do with a robot, another planet, always Mars, I read it. That's what I read. Then, I don't remember when I discovered this, okay, but when this happened, now, I mean, it had already happened, okay, clearly it had already happened, but when I read it, when I went to Narnia the first time, this is a 1978 printing edition. Wait, copyright 1950. No, it had to be 78. 78. So this book is then. I think I read it in like 77. I guess I was like 15. Maybe. But this is mine. I don't have all of my series because, again, my stuff got lost in the shuffle of divorce and I don't know where my stuff went. But I must have brought this with me when I left home. I must have. I just want to, for those of you who have not gone to Narnia, now again, there's two different ways of looking at it. You can look at it like this has been considered the first in the series, but The Magician's Nephew has also become the first in the series. I read this first, okay? And I just want to read from C.S. Lewis. Okay, he dedicated his book. And he says, "My dear Lucy," and Lucy's a character. That's a teaser. "I wrote the story for you, but when I began it, I had not realized that girls grow quicker than books. As a result, you are already too old for fairy tales." Lucy is the name of a character in the book, but also it is a person. "By the time it was printed and bound, you will be older still, but someday you will be old enough to start reading fairy tales again. You can then take it down from some upper shelf, dust it, and tell me what you think of it. I shall probably be too deaf to hear and too old to understand a word you say, but I shall still be your affectionate godfather, C.S. Lewis." Okay, now listen. This is what it says on the back. "Here is your passport to a most extraordinary excursion into magical lands and enchanted happenings. If you've never been to Narnia, you can enter it for the first time with any of the books below. But once you start, you will want to read every one." And that is true. Okay, that is true. So please, I encourage you. Definitely allegory. I just wanted to read a quote. Let me see where. Okay, yes. This is just a quote that I love. Are you ready? "Wrong will be right when Aslan comes in sight. At the sound of his roar, sorrows will be no more. When he bares his teeth, winter meets its death. And when he shakes his mane, we shall have spring again." Because in Narnia, when the kids go there, specifically Lucy, the first time, it was always winter but never Christmas. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm trying to tease you in. Now, okay, I want to talk about this. Okay, Reese, this is the one. I'm talking to you, friend. Okay? I'm just going to read you. See, here's the thing. I read this when I was a kid, but I don't know if I read it or I saw there was a movie made that was like live action and also a cartoon, and it was like cutting edge. And at my elementary school, they used to have after school movies, and you could stay and sit on the floor in the auditorium, and they'd put the movie on. You could buy popcorn, and it was really, really fun. And any chance I had to do that, I did that. That's where I saw the Phantom Toll Booth. So, again, you kids that are like, I don't know, under 30, you're so used to a different kind of animation and all of that you'd probably be bored. But I challenge you to try to get into it, okay? I'm just going to read the back. "One day Milo finds an enormous and mysterious package in his room, a phantom toll booth with a map to a weird world beyond. So Milo sets off on a fantastic voyage in which he meets the not-so-wicked witch, faintly macabre, Alec Bings, who sees through things, and the watchdog Talk, who ticks." Okay, it might be for younger children, Reese. I don't know. You read at a level beyond this. And again, it's nostalgia. It does something to me because of nostalgia. So not everyone can get the same experience. Then I wanted to show you another book in the series of the Chronicles of Narnia. I'm pretty sure this is my favorite one. And I had a quote. Where's the quote? Oh yeah. I mean, again, it's allegory. It actually really, really helped me in a spiritual way. The series there's so much. I'm just going to read this quote. You look at this and I'm going to read you the quote. "It isn't Narnia, you know," sobbed Lucy. "It's you." She's talking to Aslan the lion. Okay. "We shan't meet you there. And how can we live never meeting you?" "But you shall meet me, dear one," said Aslan. Are you there too, sir?" said Edmund. Edmund is Lucy's brother. "I am," said Aslan, "but there I have another name. You must learn to know me by that name. This was the reason why you were brought to Narnia, that by knowing me here for a little, you may know me better there." Okay, anyway, it just, again, every one of the books, it just moves me so deeply and gives me such a good nostalgia feeling. Okay, I want to show you another example. my daughter, my one son, they both really love this. I think Kate, most of all, I can't remember. Reese, that's a series. So you might be interested. Do you want it? I'll mail it to you. And then I want to just talk about this. Okay, I'm going to step away. I'll be right back. Anyway, I say that to say this. Okay, now do you see this? I know there's a glare. Okay, again, my son Nicholas gave me this. Well, no, he and his wife. See it? See it? Okay. When I look at it, I get very excited. Yeah, so when we saw it, what was it, 1977? But the thing is, here's the thing. I moved to New Jersey when I was 13, and I believe this came out when I was, I don't know, 14, 15, I think. It's terrible that I don't remember, but I think it's 1977, 76. I don't remember, but I'll check and find out. But there's a place, there used to be a mall about 20 minutes from here, 15, 20 minutes, called CV Square Mall. It is now not a mall. It's like stores stuck together, you know, more like a it's not an indoor mall. And there was a movie theater there. And when Star Wars A New Hope came out, it was the first movie in Dolby Sound. And guys, I know that you're spoiled. All you spoiled people with your special effects and your sounds and all the things. For us, this was unbelievable. So I went with my family, my mother, my father, my brother, and we went to the, well, I don't know if my mother went. She hated everything fantasy. Everything that I loved, she hated. She, like, really hated. So maybe she, I don't know, maybe she was there. I just don't remember. But I remember going and sitting in the seat, and then, you know, bah! and the words come down, and then all of a sudden the ship comes from behind you, and it's the first time the sound like filled you. All around you, you were in it. And the ship, and you felt it. I just about cried of pure delight. And as it turns out, probably Craig and his older sister, he has a brother who's 15 months older, and his parents went to the premiere also, so we could have been in the same movie theater at the same time seeing our movie. The movie of our lives. Anyway, I was hooked into the Star Wars, and we all know, I've shown you all the things with the Star Wars. And all these years, we watched the movies, we introduced them to our kids at probably a very, very young age. I can't really remember when. And then Nick and Shayna, sorry, I'm not supposed to, anyway, they have introduced it to their children as well. And it is so fun having a third generation to enjoy this. It's just so much fun. Not only that, you can get the blend of more than one thing. Like you can get Star Wars and Legos, and you can get Star Wars Legos. What? It's so great. I'm not going to even edit this video. I'm just going to talk, and I'm not going to fix anything. I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. So anyway, I mean, there's other things that have come along. I mean, clearly this sort of thing, anything like this. My husband always has a Kindle book. Well, he reads on his phone. He's always reading like another show, another book about another planet. All the time. All the time. We watch all the series all the time that are so geeky, so fantasy. But it's escapism. I mean, come on. It's so enjoyable. And as far as Lord of the Rings, I have extreme passion. I did not read those as young as I did the Narnia. It was way later. Like, I'm ashamed to say, like in my adulthood. I don't know. I just kept reading Narnia over and over and over and over and over again. But anyway, I don't know. Is that all I have to say about it? Do you want to see all the books that are here? I got them all off the shelf. Inches. So those were my examples. Oh, and I mean, who doesn't have a pile of Lord of the Rings figurines? I mean, who doesn't? These are all the books, guys. See them? See them? See them? Oh, yeah, there's so many more. Oh, yeah, all the way back there. Yeah. And I'm trying to put them in color order. And I've started a pile. Okay, I'm just going to show you like that. That's a pile of books that I'm going to sell on Facebook Marketplace. Oops. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. You know that I get spastic. So, I mean, we have all the Star Wars stuff, and, people say, oh, you're so nice to your grandkids. No, they're nice to me. Okay? Don't even. I mean, I have stuff even in my drawer. I've got, like, figurines. What do I have in my drawer? Oh, I know. Look. Yeah, Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Oh, I think I'll play Quidditch. Oh, yay. Anyway, that's just, it's just what I have. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I mean, the comforter set is stars and planets. Oh, why, you wonder, is the bottom not made? Although there are, I mean, you can see, it's so cool. It's because of my cats. Somebody peed on it. Don't listen to that. It's all washed. So, I mean, that's the origin story. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, it's pretty geeky that I had all the microscope and the telescope and the planets. And by the way, the sun is 93 million miles away. In case you didn't know that, I'm just telling you. Because I was definitely going to be an astronaut. Craig was definitely going to be an astronaut. Nicholas was definitely going to be an astronaut. I mean, Prometheus, he might be an astronaut. We are in our hearts. Isn't that all that matters? And you know what? We just have so much joy in our fantasy. So I hope you've enjoyed this little walk down geeky nerdy lane. Geeky origin story. That's what it is. It's an origin story. It's like, in Marvel. Again, I haven't even talked about Marvel yet. I don't think I will right now. That could be a different day. But, they have the origin story, and I don't know if anybody else is excited. I'm excited about Black Widow, the origin story, but it got delayed. Virus. So this is my origin story. I wish I could remember the very first thing, but this is the closest to it as far as what I would have read. I'm pretty sure I read the Tom Swift series. I mean, definitely the Hardy Boys mystery, Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew, every single one. Kind of want to collect the whole Nancy Drew series. I've started collecting. So that's really all I have to say. It's, like here's an example of Katie's. Okay. See that? Modern. Don't like the modern one. That's okay. I'm not bitter. So you know what? Thanks for coming along, and, subscribe, hit the bell, comment below, whatever you want to do, really, because I just love to chat about it. And, you guys are really nice about listening. So thanks, Reese, for your encouragement through your mother. And you guys, get your geek on, man. It's so much fun. Take care.